My name is Sneha Karthikeyan, and I am the president of the National Honor Society. Today, we are joined by Vice President Claire Wu, Secretary Colette Fritchie, and co-treasurers Swati Joshi and Parima Sharma. On behalf of all the officers, the administration, faculty, and families, we are proud to present the inductees from the graduating class of 2017 and 2018 into the National Honor Society. I would like to congratulate the inductees on their remarkable achievement. You are the leaders of our school and the future presidents, doctors, scientists, athletes, and innovators that will change our world. You have taken an extra step to help out a fellow student or bring a smile to someone's face. Your academic excellence, strong leadership qualities, commitment to service, and character is the reason you are sitting here today. All of you have a long list of extracurriculars and rigorous classes, yet each of you still manage to be a wonderful person despite the stress and worries that you all go through. Each of you embody the 4 pillars of the National Honor Society: character, leadership, scholarship, and service. Today, I would like to talk about one pillar of the National Honor Society: character. When I say the word character, I don't mean the fictional ones in books and movies. I'm talking about the person inside of you, the one who speaks to your actions and makes up who you are. It's that little voice in your head telling you to do the right thing and to be the better friend, better student, better athlete, better sibling, and better daughters and sons. At HHS, we are surrounded by a positive and energetic student body that definitely has great character. Every day, students smile, greet, and wave to each other, no matter the stress and worries on their minds. This optimism is what sets us apart from other schools. It's what sets these students apart from the rest. As juniors and seniors in high school, we are nearing the transition from kids to young adults. The big banner reading "college" is what lies on the road ahead. And I'm pretty sure some overachievers over here have already started thinking about college. This is an important year for all of you, and I want to tell you that no matter the SAT scores, your grades, and the awards you may achieve, the most important thing in life is the person that you are. Not the college you go to, not the job you have, not the house you live in or the car you drive. It's who you are as a person, as a human being. Who are you? Are you kind, Sweet and caring? Are you outgoing? Shy? Are you confident, compassionate? Be the person that you always looked up to when you were younger in the books or the movies. Be Katniss Everdeen, or Harry Potter, or Elsa. Be resilient, clever, independent, and strong. These qualities will shape your character and your future. So take the time now to unlock that person inside of you. Thank you. Now I would like to introduce Vice President Claire Wu, who will talk about the pillar leadership.
Thank you, Sneha. So, in the world of high-achieving high schools like ours, leadership is kind of a buzzword of the day. We are all pushed to be leaders in our classrooms, our sports, our clubs, our families, but it is tough to define what a leader actually is. Is it the loudest person in the room? Is it the person who works the hardest? Perhaps it is the person with the most passion, the smartest person, or the person whose legacy will be remembered for the longest. The truth is, no one really knows, but many people throughout history have thought about it. A leader is a visionary, a dealer in hope, as Napoleon once said. A leader takes action in the corners of the world that others are afraid or unwilling to act on, even if they must start out with only a small group of followers, or perhaps even alone. Never doubt that a small group of thoughtful, concerned citizens can change the world. Indeed, it is the only thing that ever has. Margaret Mead. A leader should inspire and empower others. The function of leadership is to produce more leaders, not just more followers. Ralph Nader. A leader should lead from within the group. A leader is best when people barely know he exists. When his work is done, his aim fulfilled, they will say, "We did it ourselves." Lao Tzu, Chinese philosopher. A leader leads when times are good, but must continue to lead, and is arguably most valuable when times turn for the worse. Anyone can hold the helm when the sea is calm. Publius Cyrus, Latin writer. A leader must listen. The nation will find it very hard to look up to the leaders who are keeping their ears to the ground. Winston Churchill. We've arrived at one of my favorite aspects of leadership, partly because I believe it to be one of the most overlooked. This summer, I traveled to Indonesia on a 4-week State Department-sponsored leadership program, of which listening was a very big focus. At first, the 8 American kids on the program, including myself, couldn't really see the connection. How are listening skills going to help us to solve the problems we have been learning about? Government corruption, environmental destruction, centuries of cross-cultural strife. Soon, though, we began to see that listening is really at the heart of all leadership. Listening is about respect and humility, especially important if the people you are working with have different views from you, as they often do. It helps you fully understand the problem you're facing before you begin to think about how to solve it. We interacted with many people on the trip, the Indonesian staff on the program, people in restaurants, streets, beaches, hiking trails, as well as our high school-aged Indonesian counterparts on the program. They might have been impressed had we just spouted facts, showed off the detailed knowledge we had acquired on the trip. But what they were more impressed with was the fact that we listened to them, attentively and deliberately, truly displaying an interest in what they had to say about what was going on in their own country, and often how they felt about the problems in America as well. This is where the most learning took place, in these many, many diverse conversations over the month. And I truly believe this is where the most actual potential to make progress on the problems we learned about was created. I'd like to end with one last sentiment. Leaders do not choose to lead, others choose to follow. Be someone who others are naturally drawn to. I've always found these types of people to be the most effective leaders in my life, whether they be a teacher, a friend, a stranger, whether they even know that they are leading or not. This is where the other NHS pillars come in. Be proud of your service, your scholarship, and your character. Be someone who others will want to put their trust in when an opportunity to lead arises. Hopefully, and I do have a lot of hope in you guys, when the time comes, you will have the tools you need to lead them in the right direction. Thank you.
Thank you, Sneha and Claire, for your incredible speeches on the first two pillars. My name is Parima Sharma, and I'm a co-treasurer of the NHS team. I would actually like to start off my speech with a personal story of mine. Last year, in around April, I was told that a family friend of mine was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer. I had known her and her family for many years, as they used to be our neighbors. Being close and having many memories with her, this news came as a terrible shock to me. After trips to the University of Pennsylvania's hospitals and the Sloan Kettering Cancer Center in New York, her only option was chemotherapy treatment. I was upset as to why an earlier diagnosis could not have been done, which could have prevented her condition from worsening. This started to spark my interest for trying to find a way to detect pancreatic cancer at an earlier stage. Today, I would like to talk about scholarship. The dictionary definition of scholarship is knowledge resulting from study and research in a particular field. I have sought knowledge this past summer in order to try to find an early detection method when I was doing research in a lab at Tufts University. The problem that my research surrounded was about laparoscopy. Laparoscopy is the surgical procedure when you make an incision near the stomach area to try to identify cancer cells. My task included using a modeling software to create a case to hold the laparoscope system together in order to identify these lesions. Now, my cousin is currently at stage 3 terminal pancreatic cancer. However, I hope that in the future, doctors make more use of these early detection methods to save the lives of others and their loved ones a hard time. With my research this past summer, I have embodied scholarship, one of the 4 pillars of the National Honor Society. I was inspired by the problems around me, and this is what drove me to try to find a solution. I believe that the true meaning of scholarship should not just be learning, but the application of that learning. It is not just seeking knowledge, it is gaining knowledge for the benefit of others. It revolves around finding a problem that you're passionate about and solving it to better the world around you. We're a future generation of leaders, and we should uphold that name. Now, I know that school does not seem like one of the most entertaining places on earth, but it is important to understand that you're not learning just for learning, you're learning to make a difference in this world. We were all born with that quality, passion, or trait which makes us different from one another, and I believe that we should take that to our advantage to benefit mankind in different ways. All of us are not just in NHS because of your achievements or the amount of service hours that you've done, but because the NHS selection team saw potential in each and every one of you. They saw that we can make a difference, and I hope that together we can make this vision a reality. Thank you.
I'd like to thank the other officers for their great speeches demonstrating the importance of the first 3 pillars of the National Honor Society. I'm Colette Fritchie, NHS Secretary, and here to talk to you today about the last but most definitely not least pillar, service. Now, I think that this pillar is incredibly misunderstood. Yes, service can refer to the minimum volunteer hours someone dutifully completed to fulfill a requirement, or the community service event someone signed up for because it would look good on a college application. But in my opinion, service is so much more than that. Service is helping out where it's needed without being asked. It's making a difference in your community because you can and want to. One of my favorite quotes comes from the co-founder of the Life is Good company, John Jacobs, who I was lucky enough to see speak during a conference my sophomore year. This idea of his has stuck with me ever since. He said that whenever he found himself complaining about his workload or how busy he was, he would consciously change his perspective from saying he has to do something to saying that he gets to. This seemingly simple phrase, I get to, holds a lot of meaning, and I think it encapsulates the idea of true service incredibly well. Now, I'm a big believer in paying it forward. We all get to live and work in an amazing town like Hopkinton. Although school may seem like a chore sometimes, we often take for granted the fact that we get to receive such a great education. In this same way, we get to do community service and make a difference in this world. We are all lucky enough to get to have the time, capability, and opportunity to give back. With this shift in perspective in mind, I'd like to finish up with a story of a meaningful experience I've personally had while volunteering. Through being involved with the Hugh O'Brien Youth Leadership Organization, or more often referred to as HOBie, I've gotten to participate in monthly volunteer events around Massachusetts, partnering with organizations like the Jimmy Fund, St. Jude's, and Christmas in the City. Last year, while volunteering at the Special Olympics Fall Games, I was stationed at one of the softball fields. After spending the entire day running around and reporting scores, I was beginning to lose the enthusiasm I began the day with. That's when the last team competing took the field, and who do I see grinning at me from the dugout but Hopkinton's very own Scotty Mackin. The way Scotty's face lit up as we cheered him on from the sideline was priceless. I didn't have to be there, I got to be. A week later, I received a letter in the mail. It was a note from Scotty's mom thanking me for volunteering that day. It's moments like these that you remember. The times you took initiative, the times you went above and beyond, and the times your efforts actually made an impact. All of you here today have proven that you're the type of people who are passionate about each of these 4 pillars and strive to exemplify them in your daily lives. So congratulations are in order for each and every one of you. And remember, you don't have to be an NHS, you get to. Thank you. At HHS, we are surrounded by an incredible group of teachers and administrators that work diligently and passionately in everything that they do. Many of these people that we students get to see every day serve as the best role models by consistently embodying the pillars of the National Honor Society. We'd now like to welcome one of these very teachers and your keynote speaker of the night, Mr. Prescott, to the podium to say a few words. Congratulations on becoming an honorary member of the National Honor Society.
Thank you, Colette. Good evening. My name is Brian Prescott, and it is an honor to be here with you tonight. First, I would like to thank Superintendent Dr. McLeod, Assistant Superintendent Dr. Kavanaugh, members of the school committee, Principal Evan Bishop, Assistant Principals Josh Hanna and Justin Palmaville, the advisor of the National Honor Society, Sarah Williams, and the National Honor Society officers. Most of all, I would like to thank this wonderful community and all the parents and guardians who help to raise, foster, and nurture such inspiring young people. I grew up in Hopkinton, and in 2008, I graduated from this high school. Now, I am very fortunate to be an employee of the district as a social studies teacher. Having the dual roles as both a student and an educator has given me an acute understanding of the emphasis that this community places on education. Because of that, it is a distinct privilege to be here speaking with you in front of the best and brightest of our academic community here at Hopkinton High School. Hopkinton is a very special place to me and to my family. It was a great place to grow up for my parents, grandparents, and aunts and uncles. For many years, it was a quiet little town that was safe and steady. However, like many towns around the country, Hopkinton has undergone quick and sometimes dramatic changes. In a way, Hopkinton is a microcosm of our society at large. These changes are no more evident than in the students before us now and the students in the rest of the district. They are a part of a new generation of Hopkinton and a new generation of humanity. These students are coming of age in a world founded upon speed and connectivity. They share and consume information at an unprecedented rate. They view and interact with society in a very different manner than previous generations. Because of this, modern students have developed somewhat of a reputation. People around town and on the news and in the media make frequent comments about this new generation. They all make comments about kids these days. I hear the people criticizing them, talking about what they can't do, what they won't do. Oh, you teach those little brats? That must be awful. I don't know how you do it. Aren't they so self-absorbed? I bet it's like pulling teeth when you try to get them to work hard, huh? Careful not to say anything too controversial. You don't want to hurt their feelings. Man, kids these days, they're so sheltered, aren't they? I'm sure we've all heard comments like that. I certainly have. And when I do, I often wonder, to which kids are you referring? Are you thinking of the little brats that thank me at the end of every single class? Or maybe it's the awful kids who shake my hand at the end of every practice. Maybe it's the kids who show up early to school and stay late just to study a little bit more. Self-absorbed, you must mean the ones who built a float for Hopkinton's 300th anniversary parade, who organize an annual blood drive, who volunteer at local charity events, and who honor the lives of those students who this community has lost throughout the years. Hurt feelings, oh, I know. You're probably thinking about the kids who don't judge people based on their skin color, gender, sexual orientation, athleticism, body shape, personal interests, or their religious affiliations. Yeah, I really need to be careful with those ones. But I agree, they are sheltered. So sheltered that they were willing to travel to countries like Peru, China, Ecuador, and Greece. The really sheltered kids have already signed up for a trip to Cuba next year. Back here at home, they even make friends with and learn from the numerous foreign exchange students who attend our school. I know, I can't believe it either. All kidding aside, sarcasm isn't really my thing. After a few years here, I've realized that the people who say things about kids these days don't have a clue. They have no idea who they are talking about. This age of students understands the old saying, if you want to go fast, go alone. But if you want to go far, go together. The United States has always been a fast-moving society, perhaps because we have always been a nation that promotes individualism. We have always encouraged people to branch out on their own and to be the innovator instead of the replicator. However, this new generation has found a way to challenge the status quo, to strive for the unique while still focusing on the whole. This group of young adults knows that every single person has a place in our world. They don't exclude and they don't divide. No, they do just the opposite. When given the opportunity, kids these days look to accept and to understand. Differences are embraced by them rather than feared. We have always been about fast, but they are the ones who will go far. And many people will say, sure, get up there and praise them. That's exactly what they need, more accolades and more trophies. But the funny thing is, it never really mattered what I said up here tonight. These young adults, they're going to take on the world regardless. They are a wave of energy and enthusiasm. They won't be deterred by critics and cynics and negativity. They are tenacious. Complacent is not a word you can use to describe them. They question and challenge. When faced with a problem, these students look for solutions instead of being passive observers. They won't be waiting their turn. No, they're coming, whether or not our big and complicated world is ready for them. So my message to all of you is this. When you hear people say the phrase, kids these days, wear it as a badge of honor. For our future will be shaped by kids these days. And I promise you, that future is bright. Thank you, and congratulations to the inductees.
I just want to thank all the officers and Mr. Prescott for such great speeches. And hello, my name is Swati Joshi, and I'm the co-treasurer of NHS. First of all, I'd like to congratulate all the students because this is such a big honor. As you reflect upon your choices that have led you to NHS, do not forget to consider the people that have helped you through this journey. Whether it's a parent, sibling, teacher, coach, counselor, or friend, we all have had someone to thank for the support they have given us. As you are inducted into NHS, you will receive a flower. As a symbol of your gratitude, please give that flower to someone that who has really helped you along the way. All right, so now, as your name is called, please step forward to sign the official chapter registry.
William Abernathy. Jimmy Adams. Maz Ahmad. Anna Ali. Anna Amaral. David Antaki. Avi Aurora. Spencer Aslan. Ralston Augsburg. Robin Oslander. Miranda Bauman. Jessica Beck. Bridget Belger. Rebecca Belisle. Molly Birchman. Emma Bograd. Nora Bonnell. Chris Burdick. Tim Burdick. Kelly Burke. Megan Canfield. Matthew Carnes. Lindsay Carrier. Marissa Carty. Isla Chelik. Rachel Chen. Hannah Klott. Brendan Cochio. Ann Komkowicz. Shane Cooney. Elizabeth Cooperman. Kendall Copley. Ryan Cavino. Maeve Cross. Jill Sarapusco. Zach Daniso. Caitlin Dean. Connor Delaney. Owen Delaney. Emily Dembinski. Jack Dione. Molly Doherty. Maggie Dolan. Elisa Dong. Ryan Dunn. Olivia Esper. Anthony Farina. Liam Farrell. Taz Furtis. Morgan Flannery. Matthew Fleegoff. Sarah Gallagher. Brian Gahn. Vinayak Gotham. Amanda Gilbert. Alexa Gerard. Audrey Gladu. Emily Getz. Ivy Gogolin. Hunter Goodrow. Rachel Gooley. Caitlin Griffiths. Maria Grusis. Callie Gu. Chris Hadley. Katie Hamlin. Elizabeth Hanks. David Hart. Robbie Hart. Amanda Hasbrook. Jeremy Hazard. Anna Heavey. Connor Hebert. Sean Herlihy. Sammy Hirsch. Ian Holmes. Nicole Hudson. Kate Hubner. Michael Iannelli. Anna Joyce. Nicholas Kalin. Nika Kaminsky.
Regan Caveney. Elizabeth Kohler. Zoe Komodromos. Callie Corby. Anaga Kumar. Matt LaFlash. Will Lampert. Elizabeth Lee. Allison Lorette. Tom Leone. Matthew Lindquist. Jason Liu. Archie Locke. Sophia Malik. Ali Morrow. Max Morrow. Kelly Mackery. Spencer McGrail. Brett McIntyre. Lucy Medeiros. Maggie Miller. Himanshu Minocha. Peter Mitchell. Hannah Mochida. Jenna Moffitt. Sadie Morgan. Dylan Morrow. Peter Morse. Jasmine Musad. Caroline Murphy. Emma Murphy. Hannah Murphy. Patrick Murphy. Reagan Murphy. William Nadeau. Ashley Nee. Ben Nygrash. Haley Nolan. Caitlin O'Connor. Sydney Olson. Olivia Osman. Mallory Pishoff. Elise Pereira. Jeffrey Poisson. Christopher Pomeroy. Daniel Potapov. Freya Proudman. Nate Pucci. Samantha Robert. Olivia Rosen. Jessica Ruotolo. Mark Sacklad. Logan Salyards. Grace Schachterly. Sophie Schneider. Duncan Schnurr. Anna Schoenhorn. Ben Chure. Rishi Selvakumaran. Natalie Shambo. Avery Sherfius. Jonathan Simmer. Haley Sinicol. Andrew Sirocco. Zach Sisitsky. Andrew Smith. Sunita Tandon. Maria Tartaglione. Emily Taylor. Hunter Temple. Gabrielle Thompson. Ted Torres. Sophie Varner. Elena Wade. Emma Whalegum. Amber Walsh. Arthur Waltzman. Lu Wang. Mia Wang. Natalie White. Brina Winchman. Sam Worrell. Griffin Zach. Rachel Zale.
All right, at this time, will all the inductees please rise and raise their right hands and repeat the pledge? All right. I pledge to uphold the high purposes of the National Honor Society, to which I have been selected. I will be true to the principles for which it stands. I will be loyal to my school and always maintain and encourage the high standards of scholarship, leadership, service, and character.
I am honored to present to you the newest members of the Hopkinton High School chapter of the National Honor Society. Thank you, family, friends. Thank you, family, friends, and faculty for your continued support of our inductees. Thank you to the Faculty Council for volunteering their time to select the new NHS members. Thank you for the plant donations from Angels Garden Center. Now, please join us in the cafeteria for refreshments. Thank you all for coming.